Hey guys, thank you for coming. So we are going to be doing another crafting video today. So old stream, I guess. I did do a video earlier today to do a little bit of easy cleanups. So that was actually a really cool one. I feel so much better when I do this, uh, when I can actually record and edit. But today is just going to be an easy, basically an easy and calm video. I wish I had music in the background, but I'm not sure how my voice is getting picked up to add music so you guys will be able to hear it. So I kind of already got started today, and I've already cut out these 1 inch guys here, and I've set them in an easy pattern, each of the bowls, and I've also already pretty much color coordinated what colors I'm going to be doing each side. We are also going to be doing some of our chips today. We're going to be doing the back. I believe I'm just going to go with an even coat of whatever color is the main prominent one on this. My friend Red actually gave me a really cool idea on how to try doing these later on. I just have to figure out the paint to ratio in that one. But that is going to be definitely another stream that we are going to try out because that will actually turn out pretty. I mean, they turned out all right. I really wish you guys could see all these, but oh, so nice. Now, just to kind of give you guys a warning, I wanted to show this off and show you one of my failures. It looks really cool, don't get me wrong. It got some texture and things like that, but it is coming off the board. So it gets this like bubbling effect here. There's a whole bunch of bubbles. So hey, we learn, right? So what somebody said is if you get the boards like this one, like I mentioned before in the videos, we got this at the dollar store. They do have canvases, which are really cool because, you know, I'm close to a dollar store, sort of. And what they said to do is gesso the back twice and gesso the front twice to give it more structure. Because what's happening is it was too much paint for this type of canvas. So it's not adhesive. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. To the actual board of that. But hey, we learn, right? So that was, you know, that was one of them. But hey, we also do got some more chips. So just in case we decide to go, you know, a little bit further. Last stream, I'm telling you, nothing survived that last stream. Um, so sad. But after the stream, I like crafted for like 8 hours afterwards. So I'm going to try to calm it down a little bit. Paws has been giving me some tips on streaming, so yay Paws. And yeah, so we're gonna see if we can calm down, relax, and just have fun while we do this. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I popped out the chat bot so I can actually see a little bit better. So I will definitely try to catch your guys's pop-ups when you guys chat. Now the only thing that's sad is I don't have music. I love my music. So like I mentioned before, I did kind of color coordinate so I know what bottles to pick up without having to tip the bowl over every single time I want to find out what color is dominant. Should have taped it some way. I hope the camera is all right. I'm trying. One of these days, I will get one that kind of faces down for you, so you can see inside of the bowls that I'm actually trying to work with. And of course, it's not gonna be perfect. I'm one of the bowls that actually stuck in there so well I didn't have to move it. So this one is going to be our blue. So with this bottle here, all of them are oops paints, so I'm not sure the full colors and all of that. Just going to go ahead and get it exactly from that. And of course, why would I be smart and bring water? So I do have my water. I do have my little handy wipe here. These are great. Always have them. Um, we also have our little 1 ounce cups just in case. I'm thinking we're gonna actually need them for like the red, the purples. Oh, the purple, or we're needing a gray, and our super bright red pink. Yes, you will hear the kitties in the background. Today is one of their I'm going to go crazy days. What I'm doing right now is just kind of doing a light coat around the edges of our pattern. And of course, getting my fingers in the mix. That's what we do, right? Can't come out of this without painting. Oops, ah, son of a hidey hide. You know, that's fine. It's fine. We don't need all of them in there. Technically, we only need one. I also have another experiment that I want to try. Wonderful handy wipes, guys. Wonderful handy wipes. Don't want to go too far over. Now this is more of a harder brush, meaning it doesn't really get soft when it hits paint. It's more sturdy, which is good and bad at the same time, because with a regular brush, it kind of lets you fan out a little bit. I do believe this is going to need a few coats. Guys, I'm telling you, my kitties are like this things. Diamond right now, she's the tortoiseshell. She's kind of like meeking, like little sounds, and I wish you could hear it. Cannot believe they're 6 weeks and 6 days. Today, they're almost 7 weeks old. That is just gonna be so sad. And also, guys, do remember your fingers need to stay clean, because you will be touching the edges of this side, and you don't want to ruin your bowls. That is what I'm scared to do right now. Hence why we're going with the colors that kind of match. So if you accidentally touch it, you're not like completely ruining it. Yes, that was like a high-pitched question. Yeah, am I going to ruin it? Oops, and I just moved. I do already notice that, like, because this one moved, I will probably have to go a little bit more detailed brush to kind of make the shape pop out a little bit more. For this one, I believe we were using the red, so I'm going to be mixing that with a little bit of the burgundy. So I'm hoping that will cover up any of the blue that might have sunk under. Because there will be a little bit of bleeding. I was going to say and last, but the middle is the actual. I have another idea on how I want to do the inside as well, but I need to do some more practicing with bowls I don't like much. So if I do mess up, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, don't move. I'm going to have to do a coat. Okay. Yes, I talk to omnic things. Why? But sometimes I think they listen to me when you when you tell them to stay. Bottoms, sides. Now I am pinching this in as well, just so it doesn't get some leakage underneath the paper. And as you all know, this has been gessoed before the painting. Moving on us. Trying to get some of the actual white spots in there. Now our last one. I'm gonna go straight into the middle. Or I'm just pressing down so it doesn't. All right, so we're gonna let that stay. Double check you're not touching your beautiful things. Kind of go along the edge. Sorry guys, that rasping sound is old Bob. He's trying to cool off. Here is our first one. Kind of matches the side, so we're going to let this sit right here. Forgot to move my table around. Oh, my baby wipes, but man, don't get in my way. Up to the bowl. The next one that I'm going to take blue is our just all the way through again. Ah, oh, when they fall. Pick up the one go. Try to get that set up at least a little bit better. Hey Atreus, how you doing, buddy? A little different of a stream, huh? Ah, yeah, I haven't gotten this whole camera thing down yet. I can't mute this. And like I said, I couldn't mute it anyway, so. Oh, always good to read. So I can barely read chat because my screen's like super over there. I'm actually behind my computer. So that's what we're working with. Want to see the inside? Not, yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm having fun, so it's all good. Try not to touch the outside of the bowls. Not much talkative today, guys. Sorry. Not much to teach when you just pass it on paint to a bowl. My next videos, streams though, will be a little bit more because we're going to do some more pours. We're going to do some a little bit more experiment on all of our different items here. Since these are basically our first experiments, I don't want to work them all the way through into the end, then see how we can fix what we just learned. One, I don't think these are actually doing anything. Might just end up with big circles, guys. Which I think I might actually just say and do that. And just do these last. And then once these dry and then we get the design in the middle done, we will start with the first coat of varnish to seal them. I'm pretty much just keeping the strokes the same direction. Just so that we can get more of an even layer and color. Now the wonderful middle. Now with the middle, I'm just kind of going around just circle patterns, making sure all of the paint goes in equally, because we don't want streaks or. Um, this one is my favorite, so I'm like really scared to do this one. Yeah, that kind of turned out with the. I want to go for the darker red first, then do the blue in the middle instead of the opposite way. So we're going to use our, oops, same brown color. Little bit of red. We're going to also use red in this one. See how pink that is? It's just... all of the paints have been shook in beforehand, but it's always good to do it again. Forgetting this one, never likes to bottle. Okay. I really didn't darken it very much, but it's still not as pink as it was. Guess how to do. Not too bad of a shade. I have trust issues with these, hence why I've always put everything that I can off of them. For now, we're just going to close the blue, just in case one of the little guys decide they're going to jump up, because we all know they will. Any more? One. So, oh, well, that's fun. My water actually had a hole in it, so now I gotta have water everywhere. Lovely. We'll just keep this wrapped up for now. Hey, sweetie. How are you doing? Just doing a chill stream where I'm doing the back of the bowls and the chips today. Nothing like, spectacular, but got to get done. Once again, this is a harder brush tip. So it's not going to fan out. Had a little chip there. So trying to be careful on that one. Hey Jojo, hey Bailey, hey Avalier, Stretchcraft. Oh geez, I was rated. I am so sorry, guys. I do not see that. I was rated by Jojo. Thank you, sweetie. By 8 people. Woohoo, 18 hosts. Guys, I can barely read my screen. I mean, I can barely read it. But thank you for rating. How are you guys doing? Today's just basically a chill stream. I'm just doing my bowls here. Don't know if you guys can actually see that because I have too much of a glare. So yeah, we're just doing some designs in the middle, and then afterwards we're going to be doing some of the backs of the chips. Not all of them are winners, but hey, it's all practice and learning. Chat, thank you so much for those shout outs. That is very much appreciative. I cannot get to my keyboard. I need to put like a sign up there that on the screen. These bowls will definitely need 2 coats. Next little guy. And this one is going to be the red with the gray in the middle. Now this one might need more than 2 because I tried to test it with that teal color. Well, sweet dreams, thank you so much for joining the raid real fast. You have a good night. Us streamers love it when you guys stick around for raids, even if you guys can't stay for the afterwards. Just the support means everything to us. I'm doing all right, Jojo. Doing all right. Just trying to get some crafting time in, which is actually more scarier than you think. Get me behind the computer with, a game, I'm fine. This, not so much. And that's how you can tell it's hot in my house because my arms are sticking to the cover here. Yeah, I was thinking, like if you guys were here earlier, I was trying to do these shapes in the middle, but yeah, I'm gonna have to either tape them or get some type of double stick tape and try it again. So hey, it was worth a shot. We are still gonna do some designs like I did before on the orange bowls. Make sure this was one that we are keeping. Like I said, I'm trying to keep into the same brush patterns so that when the streaks, it's all going like in the same direction. Because these are paper clay bowls, so they will absorb all of this color, and that's why it dries so fast. It's because the paper is actually soaking up all of the excess liquids. All the bowls here actually are made from the same thing, the paper clay that I made up last season. Like the first coat is just so pretty and dark, and then you kind of have to smooth it out, and it's like just gets so light. The only good quality about that is you'll be able to see strokes and where you need to even out more. Some of these you might have little bubbles like that. Kind of move the paint around until you a little bit fills it up. And it's always good to move around your bowls so that you can see all these little indentations that you don't see on like another angle. This side. And as far as I'm aware, I haven't ruined the backs of them yet. Yay! Bad jokes, guys. That's all I can do is bad jokes. So while those are drying, we're going to go ahead and look through okay, our guys and see which ones are keepable. So we're definitely going to be doing that one. That one's gone. I only want to do a few of these guys. This one's really pretty. This one's one of my favorite ones. If they're end up on this side, that means they're going to be worked on today. We're just on a few. Oh yeah, that one totally got messed up. Not all of them are winners, but hey, we can always do something else on top of them. The parts these are, I think that's gonna be good in resin. So these are basically the duds. So we're just gonna practice on the back to see how we like it. Oops. Okay, so far, most of them do have the red in it. That's a lot brighter than that. So let's go ahead and put a little bit more of some burgundy in that one. Remember, all the paint's going to be reused again, so we're going to be all fine. Now the backs of these will definitely need to be a lot, have more than one coat, since you will see the designs on the back if you give a thinner coat. See how these kind of have the little ridges there? So that's going to need about 1 to 2 coats if you want to fully get rid of all of these. Why we're testing them on, guys. Now with the chips, you want to go back and forth so that you're filling in the grooves with the paint on both directions. Try not to get the sides. What you can also do is use painter's tape. If you're worried about the back sides, use painter's tape and cover the back with it. And then cut off any of the excess sides so that you still hold on to it. One. They got pretty fun. They got pretty fun when I was making them. It was definitely a messy day. Now for some of these, I'm going to try and use them for pendants or little necklaces. If I can get a matching set, I can also think about putting them together like a bracelet. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but every time I stroke, middle gets lighter and lighter. And yes, some of these chips are different. If you notice this one has more of an edge than this one here does. So I'm using a few different style of chips. Also, if you guys are doing something like this, it's great to start in the middle and work your way out so you're not like hitting the sides and scraping off the paint that you want to go, because then it starts to build up on the sides. That's not always a wonderful look. This one I am painting the sides because it is kind of clear as the white. The way I'm doing that is I'm not touching the back side, I'm just bringing my brush and doing it a little bit sideways. Only getting the white areas. Any of the pink or the purples or the reds are all staying there. Now this one here actually has hearts and diamonds and spades etched into them, so those are going to need to be painted over a few times before the indentations kind of fill up. That's basically what we're doing right now is we're just filling up all of the indentations So we have a clear backing. If you see any puddles, definitely try to even them out before stopping because those puddles will dry like that. My fingers were don't know about that one. These blue ones I'm not sure. Kind of seems like a waste to do it with the red. That's why I trust issues with these. They were like just things on. This one I might actually have to sand down to get some of this paint residue off. If you guys do have to sand down your items, don't feel too bad about it. Um, Not everything is going to be a 100% success, especially when it comes to crafting or building. If you guys don't like something, it's always changeable. Just remember that when you go into it with an idea, it's not always going to turn out. And the great thing is, it actually might turn out better than you thought, even though it didn't turn out. Decided just to go with the blue on these. Now, none of the paints I'm using today have been diluted by anything. It's just straight out of the bottle. You're getting the full color contrast of it. Again, I'm just touching the sides with the paint. I'm not actually painting it so it's getting on to the end. Just so that we can grab all of those white little specks. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a blue smurf. Yeah, yeah, I mean, trust me, I can get pretty messy. Last stream could definitely tell you that one. That is why you carry lots of handy wipes with you guys. Yeah, this is a different poker chip than these here, so they're not taking the paint as easily. It's just doing a let's slide all over the place. I know you guys can't really see all of this, and I do apologize. I'm going to try to get the camera set up. This is actually my webcam camera that I'm using, the computer. And it's on a cat bed behind my computer. Yeah. Fun part about painting, when you try to set it down, you're like, yeah, how do you expect to do that today? See, this one's already been primed in the purple. So that's going to take the paint a lot more strongly than the plain white one. See how like this one took on the paint much easier than that? Worth a shot. A little paint filled up there that's already dried. Oh, fun. Need you up there. Not too shabby for just a few backs. Like I said, we're gonna try something. I'm mostly going for what's on the front. The back is always going to be the back and not really showing too much. So that is what I'm hoping is going to happen. Okay, now we're going to go back to our bowls since they've dried. Yes, it's that hot in my house. They have dried. I'm just going to go ahead and take these off. It was a good idea, but it didn't work for myself yet. We'll just have to go in there with a darker color. So once again, this is the bowl that we're working on. We're still going to try not to get the inside of these patterns, but if we do, it's not going to be that end of the world. This is just so we don't see any of the white in showing up from the background. From any of the smears and stuff like that happens with using the paper clay. Now once these sets are actually done, I do plan on making another batch of the paper clay. Since we've kind of worked out the kinks on our last batch. But at this point, I'm kind of going in, oh, let's do this. And then I have 15 billion other projects I'm trying to do at the same time. Like I'm like 6 projects ahead of this. And I still haven't even finished these bowls. I was going to Smurfs. Yeah, same here. So I was laughing at the Strange Crafts, but he was just typing. I'm not sure how long ago that was. I do apologize. I'm also thinking about doing voice to chat or chat to voice, whatever it's actually called, and then have regular speakers when I do my crafting videos, so that when you guys do type, I can hear you and interact with you guys. It's like I'm pulling myself away from the the table. Well, if I ever wanted to keep these stuck in there, I know what to do now. Goodness gracious, those were not coming out. So this is the next bowl that we are doing. The second coat is going on so much nicer. That one kind of caved his. You can definitely see these stripes in this one. And that's why we're doing the second coat, because it is the paper clay, so it is going to take all of that moisture out of it. Third blue. It was really fun making these bowls. Uh, I made different sizes. We had this size here, we had a medium size, a large bowl, and then we also had these little square bowls that we made. I still have a it's kind of, I can't explain the size of it, but it's pretty big. And I'm leaving that one for last. But I do have a lot more smaller bowls than this and a few of these left to work with. Now, like I did with the other ones, these were not in sets. With the others, like the orange set, the pink sets, uh, oh goodness, I can't even tell you how many more sets I have. I do those in batches of 3 to 1 set or a 4 set. These are basically just individuals, so they don't have to match. They don't have to, you know, be anything else other than just test something out and see if you like it. So if halfway through I mess up, I can always try something else to see how it works. Because actually, in crafting and things like this, when you're first learning, nothing's ever a mistake. It just means you learned how to do something differently. Because everything is somewhat the result, some way or another. Oh, I see that. That is not what I want it to do right now. That is very yucky, guys. You don't want that in your. You don't want that at all. Not at all, guys. And that was actually left there from the this side when we did that. So if you can clean it off, because with the that was done with silicone, so I'm thinking that's why it came peeled off so easily. Just tapping the sides. Remember, we're not scraping the sides onto the end. We don't want to ruin any of this. We don't want the colors to bleed in. Like I said, always make sure when you guys do the chips like this, it does have the ridges that you're going to have to fill in on both sides. Not perfect, but hey. That's done. And of course it falls down and goes boom. Now we are pretty much done with the blue. I don't think we're going to need another coat. We might need another coat on these, but I'm going to wait until they completely dry once again. Since it is so warm in the house and these dry pretty fast, I'm not too worried about how long it's going to take us. When it comes to the crafting videos and the crafting streams, I'm just going to basically keep crafting. I've been getting way too nervous about this and not actually trying to enjoy myself. And I did wipe this off so it has no blue in it. These are really great to take off the paint. And it's wonderful, guys. It's a really good thing to have around in your crafting room. Do remember this is darker than the first coat that we used because we added more of the burgundy into the red. So that's going to give us a really nice maroon. Which, if you guys know me, maroon's my color. Because my last painting stream, it was just like I was rushing it. I was scared. I was super nervous. Panic attacks like crazy. And then as soon as I turned off the camera, it was like, I don't know. It was just so different. And I think if I just let myself be myself and not, you know, pretending like I'm somebody else, I can have fun with this. Now, since we did the first layer in the same strokes, we're getting a really good even layers. And even if the lighter red does show through, kind of like just a little bit like up here, it's going to look nice. Oh, sorry, guys. I didn't realize I'm this far off the camera. It's going to really look nice bleeding through since we have the pour that is on this side that has the multiple colors. Like I said, different angles, you can see these little indentations that happen when on the drying rack. Paint is drying. Or where the air pockets have come out from actual clay. Or even the pockets from when you first did the pour. Because do you remember the pours also have bubbles and things like that that you sometimes miss, even if you use the heat gun or a torch or whatever. Bat Duck! Hey, Bat Duck! Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to get the speech to voice or whatever it's called, guys. I don't know what it's called. one of my favorite uh, Creativerse creators, she uses it on her stream. So I might have to ask her about it. Really worried that this one and that one I might need to sand down and repaint. If I don't have to touch it, I'm not touching it. Not touching it. I don't have to. Back to the one. Once again, this is a darker red than we had on the inside. I wonder how I'm going to be able to do that to get the camera so it's facing down, because I really can't scoot the this table up too much. And then you guys will be missing most of everything else that is on the table. So I'm going to have to work that out. Okay, I see the words Baghdad coming up, but I really can't read that right this second. Give me a second, I'll try to get over there. I even have the pop-out chat, and I still am barely able to read it. Looked good until I looked on this side. And it got hit me and was like, ooh, that's a bright red. Don't forget to get that chip that was there. See how much darker that is? I love that. I like it so much more. I might actually just make my own red, because right now this is the only red I have. This one here, and it's an oops paint. And it is super, super bright. And dries almost like a pink. This one I'm like scared to death to mess up on. If I mess up on this one, I'm gonna be so sad. Because I love how the inside of this, the back of this looks. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. Let me get the paint done and I'll re-show you what this one looks like. It is one of my favorites so far that has made it to the drying spots. There are so many that I like that did not make it through the drying. Just making sure I'm getting all of the bubbles inside here. Of course, peel myself off again. So this is the one I really like. I hope it focuses soon. Focus. The focusing. I don't think it's focusing. I can't see. But I love the designs in that. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to see what I can read. Yes, I am creating a mess. That is for sure. There is no organization in this. Leave it be. I understand that one too. It's like, ah, stop moving stuff around. Quit touching it. I've ruined so many by that way. I have Bob hold it over the table in the position you want. I know, right? That's what I should do. Let it dry. Sometimes the colors change a little from when it's wet. Yeah, definitely. These have definitely changed colors um, since when they dry. Like I said, the red, when it's just the red, it's more of a pink than it is the red. That's why I do more of the burgundy in there. So looks like we're set with those. Um, Next up, I want to try and get designs into these. These actually look good. I'm gonna have to redo that one soon. Maybe like white spots. Well, not too shabby, not too shabby, my friends. I have a tendency to close those a little too tight. Now what we're going to do is flip this over and find a good medium color. You can either go a white, which I'm not going to go white to tell you the truth. We can go red or we can do a gray for the inner designs that didn't turn into designs. Yeah, it's not a good color. I mean, it's worth it. I'm happy with it, but kind of wish it was a different one. Okay, so what do we want to do? Let's find. So I'm just making sure that it is dry and not getting any spots around. I did try these guys here to keep an ear for the patterns, but you know, it didn't work out for me yet. So that is okay. Another reason why I'm using a hard tip brush is so that I can kind of get the lines in without worrying it too much about it fanning out. Like this one just basically looked like a circle, even though I had it. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just make it into a circle. And then we could do maybe a flower inside of it. Something doesn't work out, you change it, you know? You'll be happy with it at some point. And if it doesn't work out, hey, like I said, there is never a failure as long as you're learning something. Ah, goodness gracious. I am. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry, I cannot read the name. I just see there was a follow. Thank you so much for that. I hope you're having a good time, and I'm at least kind of keeping you entertained. Today's just more of a chill kind of doing the normal stuff, just easy painting. And trying to get to use the camera and all of the angles and learning all of that fun stuff. I will be going over this again with the white, not the white, excuse me. The I'll be going over the white with the blue once again, since we changed these into sort of circles. They're not even in whatsoever, but hey. Nothing's even about this craft. pull myself off of the off of this thing. It's like crazy. Um, this one, let's go ahead and do. I wish I had a darker gray. That would have been nice. We'll leave that one in a second. These two. Go ahead and just get a few sides of this one done. Just where I see a little bit lightness coming through. And that was almost a biff, guys. That was almost a biff. Really don't want to mess these teeny guys up. Let's do this one. That's a lot of paint I made, guys. You know what that's gonna be? That's gonna be a pour. Something's gonna get poured today. So since I said that, let's get some more paint going. Goodness knows we have stuff to do. Now I just put in some of the blue and I'm putting in some of the gray. That's the gray right there. It's just going to kind of give it a little bit more of a different shade. Don't want a lot. On blue. Blue. Wow, that gray really did take over. Try that again. So do any of you guys do any paintings or any type of artwork, crafting, models, anything like that? Didn't change it much, but it's a little bit lighter, so that's what we're trying to go for. Here my brush is cleaned out. This is definitely going to need a few coats. This one I'm sort of the pattern that was there, so I'm happy about that. But if it stays, we'll see. Straight lines are not my friends, guys. Never have been. Yeah, that one turned into a circle. Told you straight lines are not my friends. See where the clay is starting to soak up the paint. Ooh, that is not what I wanted. That one's gonna have a little bit of red tint in it. We're also going to try to see if we can do a wash. That's what I should be trying to get to, is what that is. Okay, so you're good. You're going to be repainted. You're fine. You're technically fine. There is one blue one that I kind of touched with red. So I want to make sure that it does not have any smudges. And if it does, see, like right here, I have the smudges. I'm just going to go over with that light bluish gray. Just tap it. Kind of get those colors mixed in. Trust me, in something like this, you would definitely want more gray than you would a red that has nothing to do with colors that you're painting. And I'm going to go over that with the blue. Since we're going to need the blue for this one and that one, pull this guy out again. Barely tip it with glue. Go back over just a teeny dot over that gray that we just set there to cover up that red. Remember, you don't want to smudge, you don't want anything. You want some barely taps. The paint is barely visible that you want it to kind of mix in with the lines of the paint. Go back over the gray, make sure somewhat of a coverage. No white spots, things like that from left this pattern. Then we'll go over the gray in a second. That's fully dried. Go back to our blue and finishing the holes that we have left. With this one, since we are covering up white that is kind of covered in the red, you want to do a little bit of a thicker layer of the paint and then smooth it out. Keep wanting to dip it in that gray for some reason. To be careful that some of this of the red paint might still be wet, so if you touch it, you are going to make really rad purple. Everything's not too shabby, but we've still got some work to do. Make sure the blue looks good. And we're almost done with this set. I might just do the rest of the chips offline so I can actually sit down and, you know, not bore you guys, because I know this has to be a little bit boring for you to watch not so interesting circle painting, I should say. Pours was a little bit more interesting. Paws should be on tonight to do gaming. So definitely look for another stream later on today. I was actually supposed to start this much earlier today, but I procrastinated. So that's putting Paws off into another time zone for her for gaming. Okay. I actually like that. So, who here wants to see a pour? Show me some emotes, because I can't read. Show me some emotes. Because we do got some items that we can try and pour on. And I got paint left over. I can put it in its own container. You know, and save it for later. But we've got the chips done. The chips are front. Remember, these are the duds. So we've got the front, back. Got these done. So now we got our bowls done. That was the back. Or insides. I say, I want to get more of the gray in here. Get a more of a pop. Okay. Making sure I'm not getting any reds anywhere, you know that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean out my brushes completely. Bad Duck does. Thank you, Bad Duck. That I'm, honestly guys, that I don't think I'm going to be keeping. I don't think I'm going to be keeping that. Ah! I don't think I'm going to be keeping that at all. We will see what happens with this one. This isn't too bad. Like, it doesn't like hurt my eyes to look at. So that one's alright. The colors look okay with this red. I was, like I said, going to do a middle design, but I'm not feeling it with that. These are completely and dried. We'll pick these up and put them to the side. Gotta pick up our mask, my friends. Pick up your mask because you never know. You just never know. I am spamming myself. Sorry about that. Paws of Aries. All right, I need to relax for a bit. You take care. Thank you so much for all those shout outs, man. You have a rockin' night. Thank you. I am actually pretty much done. I just wanted to wash out my bowls, and we are going to be doing another pour. So we'll definitely give me about 2 minutes. So I'll wash my hands as well. I don't like this, guys. Reminds me of a clown too much. Reminds me of a clown too much. I'm gonna wait until that dries and see what I can change about it. Okay, so far we have this gray. We have this maroon. We're gonna move these out of the way because I don't want them to be damaged. And if you remember this guy, it was a very beautiful pink, but it did not, with all of I tried, did not live through the painting. So we've definitely got that. So that's 2 colors. Here is our flood, which is our medium. I kind of want to stick away from the white. So that one at least needs a tablespoon of the flood. This is the 100%. This is a half a tablespoon. The actual tablespoon is in the wash. Like super scared it's gonna like fly off on me. Okay. Next up, we're just gonna make our own colors today. That is what we're doing. We do half and half of this color. The reason I gave this one less is because we are going to put another color inside of it. Maybe more of the red. So we can either do more of the red, we can maybe do a gray. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Or we can actually do, let's go ahead and mix these 2 up, see what we have first. As in our color coordinations. Love how that turns a marble color. Right when you mix it up. Out of there. Right now these 2 are the same colors, so we'll just go ahead and use the same brush, the same tool. Like again, once that marbling goes away, you're completely stirred. That actually turned into a nice gray. All that gray we can get right at this point. Okay, so next up we are going to need a color for this. I'm just gonna go for it. I am just gonna go for it, guys. What type of purple we can get out of that. And if it turns into mud, hey, it turns into mud. That blue is fighting this turn. Oh my goodness. Okay, that turned into a really nice purple, guys. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that is a really nice purple. Light, but still dark enough that it contrasts with these guys here. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a 2 ounce cup. So what you're going to do, like I said, this does not have any of the dimethicone in it, so you're not going to get any cells that are from dimethicone. So any cells that you do see that pop up in this are by itself. I hope this color here turns out. I really do. I don't want to tip this upside down yet. I'm trying to keep this sheet as clean as I can. And we got the purple. Cut off with the purple. Now this is where I would love to have a canvas. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to do that, but hey, accidents happen, and that's just what we deal with. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to wait on a brand new one, so we'll do this one on our next trip. Really scared to do it on this one. So we're going to flatten out our sheet here. I'm going to take our chips that has been so lovely on this side, waiting for us to decide what we were going to do, if we were going to do anything else. Once again, we do have two different types of chips. This one has a thicker piece, where this one has a thinner. I'm going to try to set them up so they don't fall on us. Try 3. We are going to use the cover as a catch-all because we want to use them for skins for later on. Get these so they don't actually fall off the covers. Back a little bit more out. If I had a canvas, I'll just let this pour onto the canvas. But that is something I do not have. What? Yeah? Come here. Sorry guys, that was the kitten meowing. I don't know if you guys heard him, but oh my goodness, it's too cute. So what I'm going to do on this one, instead of a flip cup, I'm just going to pour it onto the edges. You know, I saw someone do this on a bigger item. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so I guess it has a little bit more color to it. Pause and her experiments. Never know where it's going to happen. Like I want them close but not touching so that the paint can run off the sides. But at the same time still be able to stay on drying rack. Because this drying rack has too thick of a holes. So next time if I find one, I'm going to be looking for one that has a smaller holes so that the chips and things like that do not fall off of it. Okay guys, here we go with a dirty pour. It has the gray, the purple, and the red. And it's going to fall onto our sheet here that will not be moved. Trying to make sure that you're all picked up because that will be our skin for jewelry later on. So 1, 2, 3. This is always scary for me. Going over the edge, middle, back out to the edge. Colors kind of go there. The one reason that's really great for doing it this way is you can make sure that you get all of the corners. Oops, and of course I hit one. Oh, thank you for not killing it. Thank you for not killing it. That's all I gotta say. Oh, I want to pour it onto there. Okay, and now we can tip this upside down. We can tip you upside down. Tip you upside down. And those will give us some rings. We do have this beauty of some paint. Honestly, I think I'm going to keep this shade and try to reproduce it because I really actually like this shade. I think it turned out really nice. I'm going to let these kind of even out by themselves. They're definitely going to be dripping. I'm just adding a little bit of the paint to the sides so that it gives a little bit more traction to move and to slide. And also just kind of mixes in all of these other colors that we had in the mix. Just kissing the sides, guys. I'm not doing anything in particular. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just kissing the sides so that they can slide off easier with the colors. And try not to touch anything that does not need it. Okay. Remember what I said earlier. Hey, Johnny. So very, very slightly do this because remember this, the bowl is on top of the cup. So any movements, everything is going to move. But what we're doing right now, just tapping it, kind of even it out a little bit. Any paint needs to be moved. So adjusting it. Okay. Wait 1 second, I'm gonna let that rip and I'll be right back. Okay guys, just to let you know, I do have the air gun out, so you will want to lower your volume just in case, because this is just going to pop the bubbles. All right, and there we have it. I'm going to let these actually dry over here. Now remember, we are going to be using these guys as well. I know they look like crud. You're wondering what I'm going to do with them, but they do turn out to be a really cool crafting item. We're going to keep this one to make that color again because I really do like that shade. And I have enough paint of those colors to be able to make that shade. Now, if you watched my YouTube video that came out today, I do teach you guys about this trick here. This is an old gaming board. This kind of, if you see with the difference in the colors here. This is an old gaming board that's underneath the trash bag. Well, it's not underneath, it's in between the trash bag. So when I picked this up, the paint on this side will be here. This is here and it's level. So anything that falls off will still be on here, but it's easier to pick up and move. So you're not having a whole bunch of jiggle jaggles with this because these are pretty flimsy and they're not fun to work with. Oh, I'm so scared to touch these guys. I'm really scared to touch them, but I see some little indentations that I have to fix. Okay, what I'm doing is just going along the edge, trying to get any bubbles that might need to be fallen off. I'm just kissing the edge of these with the paint that is falling off. You're getting all of the same colors without bubbles. Don't be scared to move around, to walk around. Because this paint is still very wet and it is still moving. Hey Red, sorry, I saw Johnny and I just said hi, Johnny. But it's good to see you here, girl. So even though I'm coating the edges with the red, you're still going to get... Hi, baby. Hi, Blue. Sorry, Blue has been like on me like crazy. I know you cannot see what I'm doing on the back sides, but what I'm doing is basically letting the paint drop into a bubble onto the sides, not into the paint, but onto the sides of the paint. Just because I want some different colors coming in here. So yeah, all I'm doing is kissing it. Just kissing it. That way it gives some more little depth, a little bit more color. And then when it falls onto pattern, you're not mixing too much of the colors in a different pattern. You're also not making mud, which this is the scariest part when you're trying to do touch-ups. I just totally messed up that one, but that's okay because no one's gonna know except for me. Right? I really like that one. I don't want to mess it up so bad. Remember, all of the drips that you guys do see coming off of the bowl is and will dry like that. That's why I like this really good tipped. I'll show it to you guys in a second if I can. Okay. Get that one back upside down. And now this is what we guys got. Oh, guys, you couldn't even see what I was doing. Why couldn't anybody tell me that? Pause, move your thing. We can't see you. You guys did not get to see anything I was just doing. I do apologize for that. Everything is pretty much picked up. I love my little container down here. It is awesome. These are how the chips will look once they're done, and the chips are these guys here that I've just done, and I just seen I need to get those two filled in. But once they're done, they look like this. Or ones like, trying to find a good one for you. Yeah, well, I don't have any right offhand that are not already worked on. There we go. That is what we are working with right now. She looks beautiful. This is where I get scared because, of course, I did not see this until just now. Okay, how does that look? Okay, see another side I need to get, but I don't see what side it is. Like I said, all I'm doing is barely tapping the edges with the extra color. Not to make it a muddy color, but just to help it kind of slide off of the edges where it needs to be slid off. All looking in the camera to see to see where else I need to tap. Okay, so those actually look really different. I just want this to drop off the I'll make sure all the sides look like they're coated. The top doesn't look muddy. So we are set when it comes to that. Like always, we do have one side that has more color than the rest, but you can't beat. So not bad, guys. We've gotten our inside bowls done. I am definitely going to be redoing the clown. The clown is going to be redone. We are not keeping the clown, especially not with a beautiful front like this. We have our stud. Ah! It did not just do that, guys. Did you? Totally did not just do that. Let's hope this doesn't F it up. How can Paws of Aries mess up her painting in 2 seconds? Drop something on it. That is what she does. Now I want more of this blue and it's not coming out. Nope, it's too dark. Okay, guys, it's just gonna have to be what it is. We all know I messed it up, so we'll see how it dries. This poor baby's this is gonna be her last time being poured on. So for sure, she's not gonna be poured anymore. So this is it, guys. I am not going to try to do that again because as you can see, I totally like messed it up. And yeah, that is what I do. But we will be redoing clown hair. The blue didn't turn out too bad. That is the front. Then we have this red one. So yay! Got a few more chips done so they look nice. I'm not upset by them, so that is always a plus, right? When you're not upset by the end result. There we go. Now I should have all the tips. And so yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Hey, Bed Duck. Let's see who else is popping in today. Haha, Bad Duck. Yeah, I know, I'm making a mess.
Hey, Bad Duck.
But the mess is over, so hey. I will talk to you guys all later. Old Bob says hi. I will definitely, you guys all know me, have pictures up on my site, letting you guys see all the mess of goodness that this has created. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. And I will try to be on after picking up this big ass mess for some games. Bye, guys. Let's see if I can raid. Probably can't because I can't get to my screens.